Okay, people, I know it's messy in here. This is a bachelor pad, alright? But I came up with some dynamite Apple Pie Moonshine using store-bought materials. No, I'm not running a still, so all you dime droppers out there don't have a field day on me, alright? Because this is all legal. Went down to the store and I bought me some EVERCLEAR pint. This is now Apple Pie Moonshine. I don't want to share the recipe with you. Okay, it's better than what I have seen on the internet because this is really quick. You need you some light brown sugar right here. I got it all sealed up, rubber bands. You need some measuring cups. Okay? And now you're going to think this is strange, but some apple concentrate, 100%. Right? Okay, something to measure your volume with, like a flask or something. Keep everything as clean as possible. I went and got these iced tea bags because there's an idea behind this, right? And I'll show you. You're going to need a pair of scissors and some dental floss to tie a string to it. Now, and a stapler. Yes, a stapler. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Well, to impart that cinnamon powder, right? Oh yeah, you do need some of this cinnamon right here. Cinnamon powder, because if you boil a stick in a pan, I don't care how well you cover it, it's going to evaporate, you know, the hard liquor or whatever you're trying to simmer the stick in. It's going to boil it away. And if you use a powder like this, right, it's going to impart the flavor more quickly because there's more spaces in between the powder. Now basically, okay, I'm preparing a hot water bath over here. Can you see that? I'm going to show you what you do with your mason jar and stuff. You need a mason jar. This is simulated, right? You want to take your EVERCLEAR, say you had a pint of EVERCLEAR, right here, which is what I did. Pour it in your mason jar, right? Screw the lid on tight, because you want to know when it's starting to evaporate by the heat. You do not want to cause a fire, because, what do you call it, EVERCLEAR is like flammable, like gasoline. But don't freak out, you know what I mean? Get your tea bag, right? And then come over here and kind of like just cut along the top edge and throw away the tea. I'm going to go over here and toss it. Gosh darn it, I didn't cut deep enough. You want to release the tea, of course, and replace it with cinnamon. We're going to make a cinnamon tea bag, alright? Throw your tea away. Now I got an empty satchel, right? I'm going to go ahead and take this ground cinnamon and just eyeball a teaspoon of it. Put it in there. See, can you see my hands? Oh. Well, here, I would say it was roughly 1 tablespoon, or almost like a half tablespoon, whatever volume that is. Don't need much. Can you see what I'm doing here? This is cinnamon powder. I'm going to waste it just so I can show you. I've got enough booze here to keep me drunk for 2-3 days. Alright, well, you stick this in your little satchel here that I just opened up with a pair of scissors. And then what you do is you kind of fold your little tea bag back over and make a little curl at the top here. Okay, I'm going to fold it this way so you can see everything. I put my cinnamon powder in there. Fold me a little lip right here. I learned this by all trial and error. Get you a piece of dental floss, right? Don't use the mint because that'll probably impart the flavor if it bothers you, the mint. So I got me a piece of dental floss. I'll put this up on the counter. You'll see what I'm doing here in a minute. Now I'm going to take a stapler, right? I'm going to go along that top edge. You want to make it, jeez, let me pull that staple out. Something didn't go right there. No, maybe it'll be okay. You don't want it leaking, right? So you come along here and just go along this top edge with staples. Oh, nag, dab it. This. You want to have some good aim. No, be like me. Okay. So then you just take your, you can tie it to the staple, or you could, I don't know, you can just, you know, here, I'll tell you what. You put it here in the center like that, run a staple through it at the end. Okay, see what I did? Now I'm going to take that string. The string is now in the center of that staple. If you have a tea bag with string on it already, you can skip the dental floss. Just tie it off, fisherman's knot, whatever your fancy is. Okay. Come on, Joker. My water looks like it's boiling right now. Get this thing tied. The idea is to make a straight line of staples on the top lip. Now I made a cinnamon tea bag, right? So here's my EVERCLEAR here. And go ahead and open the lid. Now be very careful. I suggest that you do this on an electric stove, not a gas, because I don't know. But I'm going to show you my logic to this. I know a little bit about fire and explosives for some reason. So I'm reasonably betting that this will not explode if you follow what I'm saying. You put the lid on it, say this is a pint of EVERCLEAR, and it's got to have a mason jar with a lid. Put the lid on tight. You're going to bleed it away from the flame occasionally. Now I'm going to come over here to my hot water bath. Right? All that stuff about moonshine exploding and stuff, it's a myth because the government doesn't want you to try it. But if you don't use common sense, then yes, an accident can happen. See my tea bag floating in solution? Now the idea is to dip it in the hot water bath and stir it. Maybe slowly at first, dip it in and back it off, because glass doesn't like heat shock, you know what I mean? So back off, dip it in, swirl it a little bit. And the idea, alcohol will impart the cinnamon a lot faster because alcohol is a solvent, and so is water. But the idea is to get that water to change color. You want it to change to a light brown. And it will. You want to give it a little stir, And then here's the important part. If you're on a gas stove, step away from the flame and bleed it every now and then. You'll hear it go, but step away from the flame when you do that, because that's telling you that you're getting it hot, too hot, and the alcohol is vaporizing. Then come back. Yeah, you don't want to bleed the pressure over the fire, because then you might get a flash fire going down to your, you know what I mean? So dip it back in. Just keep doing this, stirring it in your water bath until it imparts that color. Now it's not going to do it as much with water, because water is not a powerful solvent like alcohol is. So you wanted a color about see how it's starting to change color? You wanted about like half of the brownness of this one. And then from there, you just let it cool off, right? And then you want it, like I said, it's going to impart that flavor. You give it a stir and everything. And if you make it too dark brown, then it's going to be real cinnamony. You know what I mean? The less brown that you make it, the less cinnamony. And you want to take once it cools off, you're going to need a bigger mason jar than this, by the way. You're going to add your apple orchard, take the tea bag out, and let's see what else. Oh, then get you a third cup of brown sugar. Just add it all into a big half-gallon mason jar. Stir it up, and then enjoy. You'll have some 66 proof bomb apple pie moonshine. Completely legal. You're not going to jail for this, provided you're a law-abiding citizen of age, not on parole or probation. Oh, by the way, like I said, your color when you stir is your determining factor on how strong your cinnamon is going to be. 355 milliliters of apple orchard concentrate. Anyway, in the end, the product is 66 proof. Be careful. 45 milliliters is one drink. So if you have a volumetric shot glass and you measure to 45, that is one drink, because this is not 80 proof, okay? It's a little weaker. I'm drunk right now. It's good stuff. Try it out. Let me know in your comments if you liked it or not. like I was saying with alcohol, this cinnamony color is going to impart. This cinnamony color is going to impart a lot faster than with water. If you go too dark, you're going to have a cinnamon bomb in your mouth, and you don't want that. I mean, unless that's what you like. See you later. Enjoy.